Hey guys. Okay, so this is not my October wrap up or my November TBR, which I know might be frustrating because it's the end of October and the beginning of November, so that's what should be going up on my channel. But I'm having a lot of trouble with my wrap up for October. I've already filmed my November TBR, but I don't want to put that up until I've put up my wrap up. But I'm just having a lot of trouble with it because I have already reviewed one of the books in my wrap up, so that I didn't really need to talk about much, and another book is a reread, so I didn't need to talk about that much. But the other two that are first time reads that I didn't get around to doing separate reviews of, I'm having trouble talking about them in a concise way. And I don't know whether or not I should just do like separate reviews of them that are like 5 minutes each and then just make my wrap up like a 3 minute, here are the 4 books I read, here are the 3 review links, go check them out if you want to know what I thought, or what, because the way that I was going with it, it was like a 20-minute long video and I was sounding rambly. So I don't really know how to fix that right now. So I'll have to wait and just, I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'll figure out how to do. But this is totally separate from that. This is more like a reading advice video, and I know that I film these a lot. I don't know how often I put them up, actually, because sometimes I just change my mind or I forget about them. But in this case, I'm having a lot of, like, genre trouble recently when I think about what I want to read, because not, like, within the next couple of months, because that's, like, been very... The rest of the year reading has been very carefully planned out and everything, but I just, I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Basically, I have so many books on my bookshelves that I haven't read, and they are of all different genres, and so, I don't know, it's kind of like no matter what I'm reading, I feel guilty that I'm not reading other things. It's weird. And in this particular case, the 2 genres that I'm having trouble with are, I really want to read most of my young adult and children's lit next year, because I'm feeling myself pulling away from young adult literature. Children's literature, I feel like I will always go back to, especially when I have my own children. But I do want to read what I currently have on my shelves for that, and for young adult literature, I'm just feeling myself pulling away from that as a genre, but I do want to finish what I do already own, and the series that I have been interested in. I really want to finish, like, the Throne of Glass series, and I want to reread the Gemma Doyle trilogy so I can finish the last book, and all those kinds of things. But yeah, so I want to finish all of those in a timely manner because I want to get to them before I no longer feel like reading them. But at the same time, recently I have felt so drawn to classics. Specifically, I made a video like a month or 2 ago about how I want to read certain classic authors in order. I know I said Dickens and Eliot, and I think I'm going to make another video soon about Elizabeth Gaskell as well, although hers I might sort of read out of order and then start reading them in order. I don't know. But yeah, sorry, I'm getting books here. How I started thinking about this was these 2 books. This is the Cranford Chronicles by Elizabeth Gaskell, and this is Lark Rise to Candleford by Flora Thompson. And I just recently was like, I really want to read both of those because I just watched Cranford last night, Return to Cranford actually, which is not, it's the second BBC series of Cranford, and it's actually based on 2 short stories and a novella that are not in here. These are just 3 of the main Cranford stories, and then the ones that that series is based on are like a lot shorter. One of them I'm probably going to read today. But anyway, so yeah, I'm feeling myself being pulled towards all of these classic books that I really want to read, but they're all so big that they're going to take up large chunks of my time, of my reading time, and so I just don't really know how to balance reading all of these big classics along with finishing these young adult books, because the amount of young adult books that I have right now and the way I have it planned out of reading them, it would take me about a year to finish all of them without reading a whole bunch of other genres. But then if I add in, any adult contemporary that I want to read, or classics, or anything like that, that then decreases the time that I'll have to read young adult, which will then make it extend to, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years instead of 1. So yeah, I don't really know what to do there. Oh, and then also another thing that I want to do next year is I want to read 1 fantasy book a month, because I have so many fantasy books that I really want to be reading. So, the idea of wanting to read 1 fantasy book a month and 1 classic a month, plus trying to fit in all this young adult and children's lit, is, I don't know how to balance this. I don't know how to plan it. And I know sometimes I get in the mood and I'm just like, oh, I just really want to read whatever I want to read. I don't even want to make TBRs because I just want to read whatever I feel like. But then, I don't know, that kind of fights with my organizational side. So, I don't know, at this point I'm just rambling, but basically I want y'all's advice on how do you deal with book guilt, I guess. Like, how do you deal with if you're reading 1 book and you look at your shelves and you're just like, oh, I should be reading this and this and this, and like, how do you deal with wanting to read 10 books at once in like 5 different genres? And yeah, I could really use some advice on this, so please let me know. Or, if you guys just think I'm fretting too much, that's cool too. But I could just really use some advice on that. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and I promise the next video will be either my October wrap-up or a separate review of 2 of the books that I read in October, depending on how I want to structure that. We'll see. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.